Hey everybody, how's it going? Well, time for an update. Lots going on. So I'll see what I can get in before I decide to stop today. I'll start that by saying I have a music update. Since I do attribute it to the award partially. The award has really helped. Offers for projects that are paying me money have started to come in, and I've accepted some. And so as a result, I bought some records, a few, cautiously. But and another thing I'll say publicly, because I know that people watch, people have been approaching me about collaborations, too, that I kind of said, yeah, let's go ahead and try it. The material that's been sent so far hasn't stimulated me. I think you guys watch, so I'm just being honest, okay? So far, what you've sent me to work on isn't clicking. But the idea that people want to collaborate, from all over the world, is I like it, okay? But I need to be excited by the material, and so far what I'm listening to, I'd have to do some more listening, okay? But that's why there's not been a response yet. I'll say no names, but there's been more than a couple people who have submitted stuff to me wanting to collaborate. Along those lines, the band Chemicals we played last week, I met with some of the band members yesterday, and hopefully there will be some footage from the show online this week. As I said, it wasn't technically a perfect night, but spiritually and musically it was an amazing debut. And I've just seen a little bit on Instagram where people put some quick clips, and it's like, yeah, it happened, so a couple other things, the audience that night really was filled with some interesting people. As it turns out, the curator of the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art came to our show. He was in town, and then I happened to meet him a couple days later at the Bemis, and he was blown away. You remember the band Everclear from the 90s? I Will Buy You a New House, and all those hits that they had. Alex, the guy with the hair, remember Everclear? Well, their drummer, Greg Eklund, the band is broke up. He and his wife live in Omaha now. He was at my show, and he hit me up. He says, "You ever need a drummer?" Those are very, very flattering. I love it. This is, what I have wanted to live for, to be on the, I love it. He really dug the show too, and he's a drummer, So as soon as that footage becomes available, I'm going to point your attention to it or post it here on my page. Trying to line up our next show. Really excited about the band. I've already written a new piece of music for the band. And our rapper, vocalist, spoken word artist, Egypt Makitsia, she's writing some words for the new track already. Plus, I heard one of her tracks. I like it. I'm excited by this band. It's like I'm stepping into the now and the future with this band. Okay, so as a result of some things, some studio work, some other things, I am a vinyl junkie, and it really gets tough after a while not being able to go into a record store. It's you can call it an addiction, whatever you want. It doesn't matter. It's my pleasure. It's one of my pleasures in life. Browsing records, playing them, acquiring new ones, buying them. And so when I'm not able to buy records for a long time, I really miss it. So I really enjoyed. And thank you, Brad Smith, if you happen to see this from Almost Music. You gave me a beautiful discount. I know you didn't hurt yourself, but you gave me a sweet discount on these albums. So I got one new release. It's not a new release. It's a new reissue. Something I've been wanting on vinyl for a long time. The debut album by Universe Zero. The Belgian, I guess you could call it chamber rock, if it's even rock. Modern, contemporary, classical music, I call it. And, oh man. Anyway, and what's even nicer is that this is a double album with an extra live album that wasn't released before added. Really good performance too. This music is dark. I mean, that, you want to use that word when you say this. It's kind of like you feel like you're in a castle or something, or in medieval times or something. It's like time has been suspended when this music plays. So there's a darkness to it, but there's also this dark, the word I want to use is intelligence. There's a dark knowing about this music. Like this is an amazing music. Universe Zero, amazing band. Really happy to have this on vinyl. I've had the CD for years. Fantastic music. I was able to pick up another Codona album. Colin Walcott, Don Cherry, and Nana Vasconcelos. This is one of the. This is an example of world music blending with other elements of music that really works. It's just a very natural blend. Okay, just very joyous. Joy is a word that I associate with this music. Joyous, natural blend. My brother Chris in Chicago, John Coltrane 68, comes to mind when I listen to Codona. Joyful. I got two more. These, one new one and the others were used, so got them really cheap. Thank you so much, Almost Music. Here's one that I didn't know, although I know the pianist. Leo Kuipers, theater music. And I love covers like this. And this is some film music. It's more straight than I was hoping it would be, but it's really tasteful. I have him, I just happen to be playing it. I hope I still have it out so I can make the reference. Yeah. I was playing this really incredible free jazz album, Getting to Know Y'all, which was made back in the 70s. It was a meeting of European and American improvisers. This is amazing. I mean, really intense. Everyone from Dave Burrell, the Art Ensemble of Chicago, to Terje Ripdahl, to Leo Kuipers. He's on here. He's on here as well. Really incredible. So I was happy to get this. And the last album that I added was Art Ensemble of Chicago, The Third Decade. This is when they're on ECM. No, it's not as intense as the earlier stuff, but it's still good. They actually do something kind of funky on here, you could actually dance to. Art Ensemble, just amazing. Some other records sitting out. I'm not going to go real long today. I got stuff to do. Brain Burner, Miles Davis, Live Evil. This is just a monstrously intense album. John McLaughlin, Jacques DeJohnette, everybody's on here playing their asses off. Just an amazing album. Jean-Pierre Macera is a composer from France who's done a lot of work. I have one of his albums, Human Egg. When I first found this years ago, I wasn't sure what I thought of it because it was like that. I was in the mindset of not really looking for funky stuff. I was looking for spacey stuff. And so the spacey stuff I really liked right away. Now I appreciate the funk more on here. It's good. Dr. Nerve, a member of the VC, again, won't say his name, was suggesting that he thought I would really like this band. Well, I've had this album for years. I bought it years ago because it's on Cuneiform and it's produced by Fred Frith. But I didn't like it. And I played it again this weekend. And what it is that the compositions are interesting. It's the execution. The ensemble work on some of this is just kind of loose, and I don't know if that's the right word, but it's like it's not so enjoyable. I mean, Nick Didkovsky is a very interesting musician. Excuse me. I'm gonna have to play this again, because again the compositions are interesting, but it's like I'll be listening and it's like partially the execution will be bothering me. Still, this last time I listened to it, so I got to listen to it again, and just see if I can get past that, because it's some good writing and playing. I think, the playing kind of. We'll see. I'll come back to it. Here's an album that's just an all-time favorite of mine. Kit Watkins, who's in the band Happy the Man, and also in Camel. Labyrinth, I think it's his first solo album. Electronic keys, just beautiful. Like ambrosia, like eating the food ambrosia. It's just sweet and beautiful and wonderful and full of color and light. Got more records down here. One more that I played that I'm not a big Nick Cave fan. Someone asked me, what do I think of Nick Cave? I like him more than I realized, but it's like a lot of times the songs, what his content is about, dark love, which I have no interest in, murder ballads and shit. I don't care. But his voice is interesting. So Grinder Man, I like his this project, Grinder Man, Palaces of Montezuma. And this is a limited edition, I believe, Record Store Day version on multicolored vinyl with remixes. I like this. I also have an Anita Lane record where Nick Cave duets with her, and I like his voice on that. But content-wise, his songs don't interest me. There's no parallel in my life to Tragic Love. Rather than have tragic love, I just leave it alone. It's just too much of a headache. I'm not that interested in the pleasure and the pain. I'm not interested in the pain. But they come together, don't they? Last thing I'll say is this, and it is somewhat political. And that's what this message is on my phone. Yesterday I made a post of expressing disappointment at Hillary Clinton's win down in South Carolina because of the black vote. I just expressed how it is my opinion, but again, I have knowledge about the Clintons. She doesn't give a shit about black people. Now, I know that what people are saying is you're voting for the lesser of two evils, but they're both still evil. And that's what I'm saying, okay? And it just started this shitstorm amongst my friends. It was very disappointing. So I deleted it, and I wrote today, I will talk to you in person about politics. No more posts on my Facebook page. It is a shame to me and very disappointing how politics has just divided us and how we have become a nation of blubber-headed people who get offended at the drop of a pin. It's sad. That's where we're at now. So, but I'm going on record saying it. You can get mad at me if you want, but the person that's running that has any integrity to me, the only one that has any integrity to me is Bernie Sanders. And if he doesn't get nominated and the only person there is to vote for is Hillary Clinton, well, I know that the vote counts, so she'll get it, but she is not my candidate. She's a fake. She is a globalist, warmonger, really just about as bad as all the Republicans. Now, I know I have some Republican friends, and we can hardly talk because of it, but I'm going to say on record that Republican is not representative of common people like me, especially people of color. And the elitist substrata, there's an elitist aspect to Republicanism that is not good for America. It's why we have this inequality, and it continues to go that way. And the Republicans are only going to make sure it stays that way. The thing that dismays me, that I'll say, I've been trying to get this out. The thing that dismays me about my friends who are Republicans is that because they have what they need, their life is okay, they assume that the Republican Party represents them because they got it good. But they vote Republican because they want everything to stay the same. We got it good. We don't want it to change. And I think that's just the way it looks for me. But that's one of the main reasons why these people are voting Republican, because they just want to keep their own little plot of goods. And I think through trickle down, there's some of the folks who, as a result of the trickle down sort of thing, they're getting theirs. But the Republicans don't care about America. Well, Democrats don't either. The politicians don't. Don't get mad at me because I'm saying it. It's obvious, okay? It's obvious. Look at what keeps happening. They're playing the game for personal benefit. If there's any benefit that comes from laws that they pass or things that they do, it's a side product. The main thing they're doing is representing their constituents and making sure that money flows. But I'll talk about this with my friends in person. No more posts on Facebook. People are just so easily offended and childish. Good God, damn. Okay, let me see if I can end this more positively. Because I'm always saying these things, but I'm always inside focusing on enjoying the days and increasing the feeling of peace that I have access to deep inside. I know how to keep it. You can't take it from me. You can't. People try, and every now and then they upset my apple cart for a second, but I always get it back.